Going on to you, Virgos, you have the High Priestess, which is Virgo and Taurus, the Eight of Wands, the Two of Wands, excuse me, the Hierophant. You have the Hermit, Virgo energy. Wow. The Strength. Then you have the Emperor. You have the Six of Wands. You have the Magician. Virgo energy. And then you have the Star. Okay. So before I begin, a couple of announcements real fast. From now on, I'm uploading Mondays through Fridays, 3 videos a day when I upload Mondays through Fridays, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I live in New York, which is East Coast. And on Saturdays and Sundays, I'm taking the days off. So that's my schedule. That's my schedule. That's my schedule for me to produce videos. The offer still stands. Whichever 2 zodiac signs gives me the most views, I'll do those 2 zodiac signs first. So you really want to be first. You know what I mean? That way you don't, you do the least amount of waiting. But let's get into this. So for you Virgos, the High Priestess, right? The Eight of Wands and the Two, right? The High Priestess, Eight of Wands, Two of Wands. A lot of Virgo energy. Excuse me. You Virgos have us Virgos. We're in a situation, because I'm a Virgo, we're in a situation where we're very much so kind of ghosting the world, right? Kind of like Leo is, in the sense that we're not necessarily getting our noses into problems, right? We're very much so minding our own business around at this time. And the Eight of Wands and the Two of Wands represents a lot of people want to generally be around us, Got a lot of good stuff coming in. A lot of us Virgos are being very much so anti-dramatic or not very dramatic. A lot of people are attracted to people who are not very dramatic, right? It's just that sometimes our lives may play out like a drama because we're pulling from the opposite energy of Pisces, because we're Virgos. And Pisces energy can be quite, right, dramatic because our lives sometimes can have a lot of problems in it. Pisces, Virgo, it's just rites of passage. It's literally baked into the cake of the zodiac signs, right, of ours. So we're going to naturally go through some things with other people sometimes. But the Eight of Wands and the Two of Wands represents a lot of people like the fact that us Virgos, we're not getting caught up in the drama. We're very much so staying close to ourselves and remaining quiet. And we just look generally happy all around, right? And the thing about it is that the Hierophant now represents, so a lot of people are drawn to that because there's no sense of like being upset with you. There's just a sense of you Virgos, wow, you Virgos are actually getting done what it is that you need to get done. And the Hierophant is us. It doesn't represent Virgo, but obviously this is for us. It represents Taurus, right? As far as zodiac signs, but it represents we're using our earth sign energy, right? A lot of times people don't really take into consideration that earth is the element that gets to tell the other elements kind of what to do a little bit, right? A little bit, not too much, but a little bit, because we represent the platform in which the other elements exist, right? So if there was no such thing as earth, there would be water wouldn't have something to nurture, nor would gravity take it to effect, right? Because Taurus rules over gravity. And talking about that, a lot of other people starting to understand the gravity of the situation, that us as Virgos, we're not worrying our heads up about just living our life, and that we're so quiet and, we're almost in Zen. We're in meditation, right? So a lot of Taurus energy here as well, because both the Hierophant is ruled by Taurus. The Hierophant is also ruled by Sagittarius. The High Priestess is ruled by Taurus as well, but Virgo. So a lot of Taurus energy here about remaining quiet, right? Taurus is the most quiet zodiac sign. So it's definitely about remaining quiet, handling your business behind the scenes, and not talking too much. And a lot of other people kind of understand the gravity of the situation, that you Virgos are done. You're not saying too much. And a lot of people really are kind of, the people who are on some fake stuff in the past, they're really kind of scared about that, because if they still keep up with you, whether it's online or, they still wonder about you, people who telling them about us Virgos, right? Because people talk, who've seen us around, and they go back and they relay the information to the other person. They're saying how it is that, they're telling them the truth. You Virgos we generally look happy, right? We just, because they're on the outside. They don't know if it's true, but it is true. We're generally and genuinely happy. We're doing our own thing. We're having fun, right? And we're not really so worried about the drama, because we don't have a lot of drama. And the Hermit now represents, as a result, right? The Hermit is about how, and a lot of us Virgos are just now by ourselves mainly now, right? Because the Hermit represents isolation as well. The Hermit, High Priestess, the Moon, these are all representations of needing to be by oneself, right? The Hierophant can represent being by yourself too, but it's much more, not necessarily as much as the Hermit, the High Priestess, right? And the Moon does, right? So us Virgos can be by ourselves at this current point in time. And a lot of people, right, understand the fact that we can be by ourselves. We're not really hounding anyone down to really hang out with us. We're very much so interested in handling our business. And to be quite honest with you, right, it's kind of a new look that a lot of people don't really understand, because the Strength represents, again, you look very attractive, right? Us Virgos, we look very attractive because it's the sense of, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people don't know what it is that we've got going on so much, to the point where, they've never seen this part of us, this side of us. But this is why it is I keep telling y'all that us Virgos and Cancer crabs have a lot in common. Because us as Virgos, we have like 4 main personality characteristics, and then we have 28 or more subtypes. But guess what? There's 32 phases of the moon in Cancer, right? So that's so we're a lot alike, in the sense that these are all different elements to our own personality that a lot of people didn't know that we had. But here's the problem, though. They spent so much time being disrespectful to us. Of course they wouldn't know, because they never took the actual time to really be with us, to stick it out. They're more so interested in what it is that they could get now. And a lot of us Virgos now, we're in a position where we're staying quiet like Leo, right? The Leo card even came up in the Strength, right? The Lion is on it, where we're staying quiet like Leo. We're exuding that internal confidence, because that's what Virgo represents. See, Leo represents external confidence, right? It represents confidence that we must show other people, right? Leo represents that. But Virgo represents internal confidence, confidence where we're barely saying a word, because us as Virgos, again, we're internal, a lot of us. Not all, but a lot of us. We're usually internal, right? And as a result of this, we built up a whole world internally, right? Spiritually, inside of our own mind and in our heart. And we can go for days without talking. You know what I'm saying? There's times where, when I gotten in the zone of just working out and just living life and just working out, there's days where, you know what I mean? A couple of, I ain't gonna say a couple, but more than a few years ago, where I would go days without talking. You know what I mean? I would talk, but I would talk so rarely within those days. It's like I'm almost not even doing it. I'm so in the zone. Months without talking like that, as far as talking too much. Like, I'm so in the zone. So it's, like I said, it's making us very attractive. And then the thing about it is that the Emperor now represents, and we're getting to do the things that we as Virgos actually want to do. We're living our lives, right? And we're experiencing the bliss that it is that we should be experiencing, right? And the 6 of Wands now represents, but we're downplaying ourselves, though, deliberately. We're trying to make it so that we're not doing too much, because we don't want too many people all up in our business. But then the Magician and the Star card represents how a lot of people want to be all up in our business, right? The Magician represents Virgo, but it represents it represents us, yes, but it also represents how it is that we are going to attract a lot of other people, right? Like here we are trying to be quiet as possible, not really draw too much attention to ourselves, not say too much, because that's part of our hindrance. That's part of what messes us up too. We say a lot, especially when we are excited around friends and family and loved ones. And we got to learn to stop doing that, because people who claim like they are our friends, our family, and our loved ones, they don't actually show us that. So the thing about it is that as a result, we're in a situation where now that we're not saying too much, a lot more other people are interested, because they just see, they you know, people are noticing. People are just like, yo, why is Virgo just happy and not saying anything and just coming and going? What's up? Of course, you know, it's not going to work, but let's see. Unless us Virgos wanted to, but anyway, let's clarify the Emperor. Let's clarify the Emperor. So to clarify the Emperor, you have the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Star card, and last but not least, you have the Three of Swords to clarify the Emperor. Right. A lot of us Virgos, Ten of Wands, have just walked away from the nonsense. Like, we're just done with it, you know? And then the thing about it is that the Knight of Cups is about how these people just don't understand that, right? But we're not saying anything. But they are most definitely intrigued. They're definitely attracted right now. The Star card and the Three of Swords, a lot of us Virgos want to do something big. We're on the verge of doing something huge, figuring out a huge goal for us. But at the same time, a lot of people wanting to be all up in our business too. They're also thinking about, you know, maybe where us Virgos are kind of down, or if we're sad or something like this. That's not even necessarily the case, right? Because they still want to get in, but they want to be able to kind of be that person for you, right? Try to get to know you romantically. And, you know, so, but they see that there may be some lingering heartbreak with you. So let's clarify the Star card. Right, let's clarify the Star card. You have the Ace of Wands, the Six of Wands, then you have the Queen of Swords, and then you have the Empress. Right. So to clarify the Star card, the Ace of Wands, the Six of Wands, like I said before, you have a lot of people that are just interested in wanting to get all up in your business, pretty much. They want to find out what it is that you've got going on. A lot of you Virgos, a lot of us Virgos, a lot of us, we're just doing our thing. You know what I mean? Whatever that thing is, we're just doing our thing. Because for us, it's like you know, a lot of us Virgos, we've been living our lives for other people. How long are we going to continue to do that? We really got to learn to start being selfish the correct way, in a sense that we heal people that can be healed, right? We heal people where you see that there's actual progress. They take into consideration the things that we say and we do. They learn from great, astute examples, as opposed to people that use willful helplessness, and they want us to do everything. Because that's one of the things that us Virgos have too. Sometimes not sometimes, when we're not on our purpose, we will, and we're into helping other people, we help needlessly helpless people, willfully helpless people, right? In the sense that people who are lazy and they don't actually want to do the work, but then it's like, we got to help these people because at least we think that way. So the thing about it is that the Queen of Swords and the Empress represents, we try to help those people, like I said before, because we want them to heal. But then when it's time for us to actually be like, okay, we're gonna heal you and you're better off, right? They don't understand what it is that us Virgos just help them do. They now want to get revenge. They're now upset. So the Queen of Swords and the Empress represents, again, you know, instead of them shipping you out in the sense of other people being upset or shipping you out or wanting to get away from you, they're very much so going to find ways to get in your business. So a lot of us Virgos need to be very wary of this stuff. You're going to have a lot of people kind of nosy as to what you're doing.